All right, so Laz, this has been a daunting thing a little bit. We were all a little shy of tackling this, but I'm glad you did. So show us what you got there, man.
Trying to make a little box behind the pedals because we moved the pedals farther forward than the second firewall was.
Yeah. Now we do need to still be able to make some space for that so that we have a clutch stop. And that is something that we had talked about. But in order to illustrate exactly what Laz is saying is the fact that this all has to be moved back about, what is it, about 3 inches or so?
Yes.
Okay.
It's right out through.
All right, and this piece right here is what you're getting ready to hit up in just a moment. So it's a little bit complex, especially for some newbies, but Laz is, yeah, that is definitely going to be interesting. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff that is going through the firewall right there, and a lot of stuff going on, but we're going to get it figured out. So this piece is what you're going to be making next?
Yep, I think it's going to be the next piece. And then I got pull that one clutch line that's kind of funky, and we got the parts in to redo that. Okay, so this is something that we had not foreseen, in the fact that as the seat track traveled forward, we were hitting a bump right there. So you had knocked this guy down pretty good there, right? Yeah, that's where the order of operations comes in.
Yeah.
You guys got and made some sheet metal advancements.
Yeah.
But we didn't have the seat ready to go in yet, so we didn't know where the track was. So this side still has the hump in place.
Yeah. Perfect illustration of if we get our order of operations messed up, we got to do it again. So guys, this is part of what is taking this that long. Now, I actually just looked up the other day, Laz. I have you know an interesting piece of information. So the people that built the Honda truck, it actually took them 2 years. And I've looked at some of the comments here, guys, and some people are like, man, this build is dragging on, man. Guys, this is a lot to do in a very short amount of time.
On their part, they got a lot more stuff going on than we do.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, like, to have a dedicated vehicle in it, and I mean, that's what they specialize in, taking 2 years. I mean, guys, we're doing pretty good at 3 months right here. That might be long for a YouTube build, but I'm telling you, we got a lot of crazy stuff going on, and we are new to this whole fabrication thing. So you guys are walking the walk, or we're walking the walk as in real time and having, you know, almost no idea what's going on exactly, and we're figuring it out as we go, and you guys are learning as we're learning. So thanks for being patient. So the solution, what is going to be the solution, you think?
We have the brackets bolted to the top of the seat track with a bolt and a nut on the inside. I think what we're going to do is slide that forward, tack the nut on the inside,
gotcha,
a couple welds, so we can put that in. We can put the seat rail in, I want this to be the seat bracket on it.
Gotcha.
Run the bolts in it, drop the seat in, bolt it in from the sides.
Like I said, learning as we go, knocking it out piece by piece. Laz, honest question.
Tired.
What time is it?
Midnight?
It's got to be pretty close to midnight.
Phone check.
Well, the clock's dead. 12:19 though.
Oh. All right. Once again, burning midnight oil. Laz, it's pretty darn good looking, really. I mean,
for the first time.
Yeah. Thanks. So it's not quite a chimney stack, but hey, it looks it's pretty good. We got our pedals covered. We got most of, well, the necessities. Will it hold water? Keep water out, smoke out? Absolutely not. We got a little something right here we still got to address, but it is coming together, and we've made some other strides with our floor. Have some decisions that we have to make. So you feel like doing some epoxy and stuff? It's been a little while since you've done that.
We can do that.
Yeah, might need to draw a vacuum on this. Apparently we have a friend that's pretty good with some carbon fiber. But Georgie, we got some Kevlar, and we're gonna lay some down. It's gonna be freaking sweet. All right, so I saw you scheming there, setting it up. Looks pretty freaking cool. All right, so right now, at the moment, Josh is crafting our expansion tank for the Porcopotamus. No, we're sticking with duct tape. It's gonna be fine. Now, Josh, I've heard that you've welded a lot of diffs in your day. Can you put a rough number on?
It'd have to be over 100.
And you had a pet name for him here.
Yeah, Largo Locker.
Oh, I freaking love it. So Largo is a suburb of Clearwater. That's where we're at right here. Or I shouldn't say suburb. It's a neighboring town, city.
That's where I'm at.
The Largo Locker for the win. So we've got an idea, and today's totally off the wall idea is that we are going to probably weld the front diff as well as the rear. Now, we have talked to Bully, and actually we do have something that we're setting up. I'm really excited to be working with them. However, it's going to be a couple weeks till we get that, and we'd really like to figure out how to get this one wheel peel on. Well, it was the passenger front, driver side rear was what we had working for us there, and really we got to do something about that. Oh, we got the little blue reusable gasket, I hope. I see. I don't know which way it's going. It's going on the cover or not.
Gasket's around for sure. But as long as it doesn't come off the back. Still looks good as new in there. All the miles, pretty crazy.
Like half of a mile that's been put on it.
This is not our forte, okay? You need a hand. Sorry. It's kind of funny just watching you fumble, but you got it. You're doing great, George.
Oh, yeah.
Doing wonderful. All right, and we'll mark those. All right.
Remember which way that went in? Just kidding. Yep. You don't want to mix these up. We're going to clean all this, obviously, and you don't want to mix your shims up.
Whoa! Dang.
I'm getting there.
Dude. Seriously, I can't think of any other time I've heard you weld that long, man. That's freaking long. Oh my god.
What happened?
All right, Georgie, how you feeling today?
Oh, spectacular. How about you?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Looking forward to getting this thing back in.
Yeah, me too.
Well, really, you just got to put in our pin. Not that it's really.
Yep, we'll put our axles in, clip our clips in there to hold them in place. Oh, not through this side though. Yeah, this morning we had slag all over everything. Like we should have covered it up last night. But you know, middle of the night, working late.
Josh is like, the first time you run that. And then guys, we were only running this gear for about a week or two. This is really just for dyno and messing around for a little bit. We are going to try and take it either to an all-wheel drive dyno, or we're going through the transfer case stuff right now. I'm trying to figure out which transfer case is going to work best for us.
If we have to switch it, it's not a big problem with our LOJ.
Right, yeah, I was actually on the phone with Steven trying to figure all that out. So it is a little bit tricky, but hey, we're knocking this out once again. You beat me to it. You know what to torque those to? Gonna find out. All right, Georgia, what else we got to do, man? We gotta put some fluid in or something, right?
Some fluid in there.
Cool.
Put some wheels on this unit. And then burnout.
Gotta do one, it's mandatory.
Gotta do one.
All right,
Friday.
we can definitely, it is Friday. Always like it when we're making some metallic art right here, Josh. Freaking love it.
Printing rainbows.
So yeah, between you and Jeb and Cutworm, you guys have that very specific, like when you finish, you put the tungsten on it, and it's just like I'd never seen anybody else do that up until both of you guys. So it's really, really interesting to see. Since both of you guys got a ridiculous amount of experience, it's just
Force of habit, man. You can't let don't want the weld to get all carbonized and turn black on you.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely something I'd never seen until, you know, somebody that really, really does it day in and day out as a profession. And the work proves it. I mean, it looks freaking awesome, man. Look at that. Let's get a little lighter. Beautiful, man. All right, so this guy right here, we're putting this up so that hopefully in the very near future we should be able to dyno without spraying all of our exhaust back through there. It's been something that we've been wanting to do for quite a while, so we're knocking some stuff out. Now the fact that we've got our firewall up, that it has presented a number of other problems, we have to make a different bracket or mount for our coils, or at least find a nice spot for them to be. Our pedal needs to be able to go through there, so we're either going to have to make another hole, have some different wiring go through there, different bulkheads. We don't know if we're going to be able to do a a bulkhead so that we can connect all of our stuff there and disconnect it on the firewall. Really like the way that we're going there. This one right here was a little bit different dynamic because of the way that the wastegate was set. Just a little bit different than that thing being straight on right here. This guy right here, a little bit off center, but we're just gonna put her up like that. All right, so when you guys see that has that like teardrop exit right there, this is how they do that. Unfortunately, we cannot get 2 out of this one, and we are out of materials for the day. It's about 10:20 p.m. here, and unfortunately we had to stop. We are out of materials. We're gonna have to carry that on tomorrow, but we're gonna try and get another one of these tomorrow so we can have a pretty sweet teardrop. These are spaced a little bit differently, again, like I said, because of the way that the gates were. Now, Laz, let's also talk about a couple of the other things of what we had, the direction we want to go with the transfer case, because obviously the first time we went, we had pretty much an open diffs, and with our center diff transfer case,
we thought it was viscous.
Yeah.
And we're totally wrong on that.
Yeah.
And then found out center diff is just like an open diff, but in the middle of the truck, which that kills everything.
Okay, so it goes to the area where it's slipping, but if it's all slipping, then there's nowhere for it to go. Something like that.
It will go nowhere.
All right, but effectively, guys, with the center diff transfer case of what we had with the Trailblazer SS, that unfortunately will not work. We are going another direction, but we're trying to address a few things little by little. Now, what we had done by welding up the rear is the fact that right now we are going to have those tires are going to spin evenly no matter what. So we're definitely going to do that as short term. Okay, so we're going to be going to an NP261 transfer case. All right, in the event that we're really making a lot of power, we do not want a pogo stick down the track with a drive shaft. So it is a great idea to have this. However, that guy isn't exactly going to work without some modification. So we know upon being squeezed real tight that touches there.
We're on full droop right now.
Yep.
So
full droop. So about 3 or 4 inches.
it's 3 1/4 there. You want more underneath it at full droop?
I'd say right about there is as much as it's gonna get, you know.
Let's go 3 1/2. You see this guy? It's playing around
I
with
did
some
not.
fitment.
Yeah, no, I did not.
We have this boss right here we talked about before.
Yeah, we're gonna chop that guy up, right?
That's gotta go.
Do you want me to hit that with the Sawzall in the meantime?
If you don't cut your blanket.
I'll try not to cut the blanket. All right, so now that we got that ear off, we got a little bit more space. There's still not a lot there, but we are going to be able to try and find some way to make that work. Now, Laz, you were talking about we're going to kind of cut into this guy right here and make that contour match up. All right, we're going to hit that very shortly. Well, that's one more thing we can cross off the list. All right, you were saying we should probably hold up on this. Now, why is that exactly, Laz?
So we're going to be changing out this front yoke on the transfer case with the new style 261.
Yeah, and we don't even know exactly how the 261 is going to lay out.
Yeah,
it should be close.
We have different clocking options and we should be able to get it really close, but I think we're going to end up having to modify this tube and it's going to change the position of this totally.
So instead of trying to finish this up, we're going to wait until we have that other transfer case, which will be very, very soon, and see how that lays out. We're probably going to have to get a different coupler, or just we're going to have to altogether change out some stuff with the drive shaft. So this, unfortunately, is going to have to wait, but I'm glad we got our drive shaft safety loop there. We have also got some other stuff on the inside of which we need to show you before we finish up. All right, so my wife did some major amount of painting in here, of which she is not happy with it whatsoever. So this is one coat and she's insistent on painting it black. I wanted to have gray, even though this wasn't the gray that we were talking about. So I don't know exactly what we're going to do, but I really still like it. It looks a ton better than what it did.
Can't you put a vote on there and see what people say?
A vote? I don't know if it's going to matter.
It'll be
voting with my wife and all that stuff. I don't know if that's going to work. So yeah, the seat is actually, this should be our final mount, and I think I don't know if we said that before. All right, so we welded in our pedestals, and now we have the bottom of the seat track is welded with a nut so that we can mount it in, well, a totally different fashion than what we had before.
Pull it out and put it in easy.
Gotcha.
These seats normally come with these side brackets, and that one you can see on the side where Josh modified the seat.
Yeah, we had to move the seat inward bound. We actually need to weld that guy up right there because that was temporary. That one we did not. That was the one that George had made right there. Looks fantastic. This guy we did have to modify again because of our tunnel. You were saying. All right, so we need to move and modify our gas pedal just a little bit more. We actually haven't bled the brakes since we've done this.
You need to bleed the clutch and bleed the brakes.
So, yep, we're gonna bleed those two right there.
And then your little toggle switches you had up front. We got everything running into this 6-strand wire. And I'm gonna throw some temporary switches up here until we figure out what we ultimately want to do.
Very nice.
You can reach up there, right?
Yeah, I can reach that.
Can you reach the dash?
I cannot reach the dash.
So we don't want them on the dash.
Yeah. So somewhere up here, or even like up here, would be pretty sharp. Well, honestly, we covered a lot of ground. We've got, this is all painted up. We got our seats final mounted. Dude, I mean,
see your list. Are you checking it twice?
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to cross on the list there. But we got our wastegates. We got a drive shaft loop. Man, it's freaking killer, man. Making a lot of stuff now. Tomorrow, okay, we got a bunch of other stuff because we might have some drama with our different transfer cases and bolt pattern. So everything of what we had planned before might have changed. But guys, thank you so much for watching. We are still making some big strides on the S10. Thanks for being patient. If you guys haven't checked out some of the smart car videos, those were a freaking blast. Check them out. They were a lot of fun. Until then, Laz.
Peace out.
God bless you guys. See you next episode.